blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hello and good morning and welcome to According to Courtney. If this is your first time here, I'm Courtney West. I'm a full spectrum doula mentor, and into all birthing nerd stuff. Here on According to Courtney, we come for you to come and sip some tea and gain some knowledge. Today, I am super excited to have this guest. She is an amazing mother, community activist and musician. And today we're here to talk about her new upcoming special projects. All right.
Hey y'all.
Hey, I'm so happy to have you in this space. Welcome to According to Courtney.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
So on According to Courtney, we always love to open up with asking you 3 questions. What is your name and the origin of your name? Where you're from and where your people are from? And what message do you want to leave in this space today?
I love that. Okay, so we'll start with what is my name and the origins, which is actually an interesting story. I'll try to keep it short, but my name that most people today know me by, which is Sunya, is actually a chosen name. When I would say about 6 years ago now, when I decided to make some big changes in my life, including pursuing a solo music project, which, has now come to fruition. I felt that it was important for me to kind of create a sort of rite of passage for myself, as an artist and just as a woman. And as part of that process, I felt called to take on a new name, which I'd be known as artistically and just known as socially as well, really. And so that name is Sunya. The origins of that name, actually, there are several different cultural origins, but the primary inspiration was a Sanskrit origin, which is more Indian. And the meaning of Sunya is inspired by the number 0, which is actually pronounced Shunya. And I've always been really interested in zeros, in circles. I just think symbolically they're a very captivating symbol. And I had learned about this teaching in Buddhism, which is called Shunyata, which translates in English as emptiness, but really what it means is that there is actually a fullness and a completeness in the emptiness, that actually emptiness is fullness. It is complete in its emptiness. And that just reminded me of this idea of holding space, but also artistically, what I experience in music is that when I'm able to really empty myself of all of my ideas, of how things need to be, of all the ideas about who I am or who I'm supposed to be, and I'm just able to really let all of that go, then that's when the magic happens. And that is what comes through. And I feel that is actually my true identity. And anyone that really has an idea of who I was yesterday, and is holding on to that doesn't ever truly know me, because every day I am a creation that is becoming. It's an active process. And so I just really think that's beautiful. And I felt the need to claim that through this naming process. But my familial origins come from Ireland, Poland. Those are like the two primary that I'm aware of. My last name is Orlowski, so that is definitely got some strong Polish. I was able to trace some Irish ancestors as well, and I actually like played in a Scottish pipe band. I'm like very familiar with like the Celtic, that's
so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a little surprise fun fact. I did that for like over 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, like toured with them. I was in multiple bands. I played in New Mexico in a band. I grew up in the Dunedin pipe band. They actually have a school pipe band. So yeah, that's in Florida, a little north of St. Pete, Tampa.
Yeah. That's so cool. So let me ask you this: what information today you want to leave in this space out of everything we talk about today? What do you want people to remember about you?
What I want people to remember is that we are always like every day moving through cycles of small changes and sometimes really big changes, but that every day there is something moving and changing. And I believe that like tuning into that process and remembering that we are part of that creative process of not just our own lives, but of the world. The way that we show up is important, and it does make a difference, and it echoes throughout generations and throughout all different species of not just humans, but plants and animals. And so that's what I try to remember every morning, is to show up with gratitude and show up with awareness, and to just be real with myself and put that love out there, because that this is it. Like, this is a beautiful opportunity to be whoever we are every day. And so for me, creating music has revealed itself as the most important thing for me to focus on, other than raising a beautiful daughter and, just weaving in all the other things. But basically, we're all creative. That's my message, is we're all creative. We're all creating. And we have the ability to tune into that within ourselves.
Oh, I love
available.
That.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And that actually guides me into my first question is, Sunya, how did you get into music?
Well, I think in my early years, my parents, but especially my dad, he loved to listen to music. And so that was a thing. Like, whenever he came home from work every day, he would turn on a record. We'd listen to the whole record all the way through and dance to it. And so I think that was like a really strong foundation for me to have like a musical ritual in my family. And he always kind of, in some ways, it was like a musical hobbyist. He had a saxophone, didn't sound very good when he played it, but the effort was there.
The feeling was there.
Yeah, I think in his mind he sounded good, but we were all like so tortured by it. Yeah, and so he was like that. He also my dad picked up drums, and kind of the same thing. He ended up getting better at drums, but like played very loudly. And so music was in my life, and I did have piano lessons at about the age of 8.
Okay.
I was like riding horses before that, and then I fell off the horse, and I was like, okay, maybe we'll just do something a little more chill.
I feel you.
And so started piano, and that was all right, but then I joined band in middle school, and I played the clarinet. I wanted to play drums, but they were like, you're doing the clarinet. And that's what got me in the pipe band, was like, okay, well, you could play drums after school in the pipe band as an extracurricular. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll do that. And so then I played drums with the pipe band for like 10 years. And then in middle school, at some point, I started getting curious about guitar. I started learning how to play guitar. And then, you know, I learned how to sing and play guitar. And then I learned, what else? You know, I kind of just continued exploring with percussive avenues. I joined later in my teens a jazz duo where I sang jazz, and then I had a jazz guitarist accompany me. And then I realized that, you know, I wanted to do my own solo project. I was looping guitar, I was looping percussion, I was singing, but I was like, something's missing. And then I discovered flute. I just came across a guy selling flutes, bamboo flutes, and he was like, you could do it. So I bought one. And that was really like when I found my sound, was with the flute. Yeah, so that's kind of like a short musical summary.
I love that. So tell me, I want to know more about your flute experience. What was it about the flute that really drew you into it?
Well, I think it was that I could sing without having to remember any words. So
I love that. that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that really helped for me. And I just feel like it's when you don't have to say words, the emotions have a little bit more freedom to express themselves. It's kind of like just always scatting all the time. You know, I can just express myself without being confined by like a structure of language. Like, and for me, that just was like very freeing. And I was able to translate a lot of my percussive ideas into flute, you know, so I can kind of beatbox some melodies, you know, and it just really clicked for me. And also, I can't lie, there's really not a lot of flute players around. It's not that common. And the flute players I do meet a lot of the time are classically trained, so they don't typically do as much improvisation, and their style is usually pretty different from mine. So all of those things. Oh, we got Kitty in the building.
She is so disrespectful. She just don't care. And she knows I'm on camera, and she's like, Misty is my emotional support cat who decides when she needs emotional support.
That's hilarious.
It's so inconvenient. I'm so engaged in where you are, but she's just like, I guess she can hear you. She's like, I want to hear too. So here we are.
I love it.
So, which brings me to my next question, actually, is what do you consider your sound?
Yeah, that is a question. Yeah, I've been having to sit with as people have asked me, even like, what is your genre? You know, things like that. So I would say my sound is best expressed right now as a journey. It is something that you are sitting with and you're walking through, and there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, where it requires a sense of patience. I think a lot of music right now is fast. You know, it's like definitely under 5 minutes, usually even like 3 minutes or less. And so this album I am releasing every song is 10 minutes long.
Really?
Yeah. So it is like kind of a meditational journey in a way. But my sound, it is, it has like a softness to it, like a nurturing feeling. But I think also there is a certain level of depth to it. And I do feel like it has a sense of like ferocity in the sense of like protectiveness. I play a lot of different instruments. So I play the flute, I play handpan, guitar, I sing. There's some singing bowls, a lot of different percussion instruments, synthesizer. And, a lot of songs just feel like you're getting wrapped up in like a little warm blanket and going on a nature walk with some hot tea, and you're just like, okay, like
I
just
love that.
yeah. So that's kind of the vibe. But some songs are really like for more deep rest, and some
Mhm.
songs are more active and get you feeling like you want to move, stretch it out a little bit. So
Oh, I love that. So you
yeah.
just mentioned an album release. So yay.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Yes. So this album has been in the works for easily over a year. I mean, I've wanted to release some music for several years now, and I've had a lot of requests to have an album that basically people could get a massage to.
Mhm.
A lot of my shows in the past, actually, I would even have a massage therapist like on site that would be just giving people massages while I played my gigs. And so a lot of people were like, oh, like, we need this massage music. But then as I was starting to get closer to like making this a reality, I realized like I needed to basically put it into a practice in order to make it actually really happen.
Mhm.
And so what I said to myself was like, okay, I'm going to create one song every new moon cycle. And I'm going to do that for
Mm.
13 new moon cycles, a complete cycle. And it was a practice in letting go of perfectionism. So I got basically, give or take, 28 days to create a song. And just let that be a reflection of the energy of that time period. And afterwards I did kind of go through each song and clean it up a little bit and
Mhm.
make some finishing touches, but overall like the bones to each song were there. Because especially there was one month where there was like a devastating hurricane and I had to like leave the state, so that song was definitely more of a sketch that month. But I showed up, and that's what helped me. And so I really believe in the power of the moon cycles
Mhm.
and getting back to using the moon as a form of timekeeping, as a form of just kind of artistic journaling and remembering where you're at in that phase and that time.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
Yeah, and
that's so
so
powerful.
that's why the album's called Cycles of Sound. Because
Ooh.
it's a cycle. It's a 13 moon cycle. So each song is a 10-minute meditation. And, also the idea is we live in such busy lives where, our time has opportunities to be filled with every conceivable thing, especially scrolling on social media and stuff like that. And so I just am challenging myself and challenging others to say like, okay, can you put aside 10 minutes to just be with yourself, whether it's, just 10 minutes sitting with this song in a meditation, 10 minutes to just, sit down and, put some lotion on or like go for a
Mhm.
little walk or whatever you're doing, 10 minutes, but being mindful with it and just checking in with yourself and doing whatever you need to do to just be with yourself like that. Especially as a mom, it's like it feels like you don't have 10 minutes, but you find a way.
I love that you just brought that up because that's what I was going to tie into with my next question. Is like we had spoken about we've known each other in community work, and I've also known you as being this amazing mommy and just always dedicated with your baby from any community gardening to singing. I've just always admired that about you and how your music really works well for
She's like, I want to be your scarf now.
see how your music really works well for moms and children. And I
Hmm.
know over the years you've mentioned like I want to write music for like labor and for moms and during that transition. And I just found that fascinating. And I would love for you to talk more about that with everyone because your music for me always ties in for that moment for moms to take a breath.
Yes, and thank you for bringing that up, because like this music has like so many layers of inspiration, really. And that was another thing I realized was like back in 2022 when my daughter was born, I so badly wanted to create music for myself to listen to when I gave birth, and it just didn't happen. You know, and I was okay with that. I really didn't feel the need to like listen to a lot of music. Like I mostly just had my doula like play a singing bowl and just yeah, like she put on some songs at one point, but I was like,
I'm good. I think
And-
artists are like that though. They're very specific stuff, or like, give me nothing. I just need breath. I'm
yeah,
good.
it's true. Like I was really into that, just making my own sounds, like my own kind of moany, groany sounds. And that was great. I was cool with that. But I did really kind of in some way grieve a little bit, like not being able to create that. And so I was like, okay, I do want to create this. And in some ways I was like, well, maybe this album could be that, but I also was like leaving space for it to be whatever it was going to be, because I just wanted this music to come through. And I went through a really big transformation, as most women do, as part of becoming a mother, but I also went through some like additional transformations in my life, and they were really challenging, on top of just being a mom and giving birth. And so I ended up creating music during that process to kind of comfort me in that process of uh, those challenges, being a single mom and all of that. And so as I look back at the music I made and putting this album together, it like really hit me that like this music is for mothers, and this music is for children, and this music actually really does reflect that journey of motherhood. And I see it so strongly reflected, especially as I've been listening to the songs over and over, mixing and mastering process. And so I decided to add some kind of last minute touches to some of the songs to really bring that home. And that includes, I actually added on, I brought my daughter into an additional song. So she's on 2 songs, and the second song is called Bridge of Being, and she actually does a guided meditation. She's like 3 years old.
I love that.
And she totally freestyled this. I was just amazed. Like I just would let her listen to the track. She sees me recording, and so she wants to try it out. So I put the headphones on her and I put the mic up to her, and I just said, sing whatever you want. And I couldn't believe what came out of her mouth. She just started singing like, take a deep breath, listen to your heartbeat. And I was like,
oh, she's such a cool kid. So
yeah.
she's, people who know you in a more of an intimate level understand when they see you, they see her. And she comes with this. She's totally a musician baby. Like she rides, she's the best homie rider ever, because she packs up. And since she's been, I've seen you, and we've interacted with each other quite a bit over the years, so I've seen her as a baby just be like, okay, come on, let's go. Where are we doing? Where are we going? And just so chilled to let you just create and be in the space, because she is like part of the art. So it's so very fitting, so young that she is, that of course she did a guided meditation. So what if she's 3? Because if you knew her, you'd be like, that makes sense. That's spot on.
Yes, and like I really didn't force that. It was just something, I was like, well, let's just see what she's got. And like, yeah, I do read her some books about yoga and, you know, books about meditation. And so that's what she thought of when she heard this music. And so she just started singing stuff kind of similar to that. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a great decision. So that was like a very last minute add in. And you know, otherwise it was just a very spacious intro. And I was like, we're just putting this in here. And it fits so perfect because the second part of that song was really more of a poem than a song, and it was a poem about my like birthing journey with her. And I included a little excerpt from a poem that I had written while I was pregnant, and like just kind of feeling her energy and feeling like she was coming through from the stars to, you know, into my body. And so I feel like that song, especially the bridge of being, like really brings it home as like a meditation for mothers. It'd be great to like listen to, you know, while you're in the process of bringing this child in, but even, you know, while you're in the pregnancy process or you're post pregnancy and you're just reminiscing on that time, as I've been. But each song is really unique. Because like after the bridge of being comes the song Sister, and that song was inspired by one of my, you know, close friends who was really going through a hard time, and I'd seen some of her challenges reflected in my own challenges, and so I just felt so much compassion, and I knew how hard it can be, and I just wanted her to know that like she's not alone in this. And I feel like that's so important for women to know that like there's other women that are like holding you when you're going through that process. And so that's another song I feel is like really powerful message. We Are the Seeds, that's the song before Bridge of Being, and that one has a little excerpt of Issa just making sounds when she was a baby. And yeah, that song's just about like how we are the seed, we are planting like the next generation. And so I just realized like with each of these songs, a lot of them are also instrumental, and just, you know, taking you on your own journey wherever you want to go with it. I think it's important to have that spaciousness, especially when you're in the birthing process.
Absolutely.
Not be like listening to words all the time either.
And I think that's really interesting and lovely about your music is that you do have a good balance of both, and that people don't understand or talk about enough about what music in your birthing space and what that does for you. So that's actually something I do in my practice. I'm like, okay, I need you to pick out your birthing music, either pick out something that can put you in that space and house the ups and the downs and the lows, or if you're in a relationship, I say, give me the music from the beginning of your relationship all the way to the end of it. And by the time you run it twice, we're going to have a baby, so that this child feels very comfortable being born. Because being born is a sacred space for both mother and baby, because that's the closest that you are to heaven and earth, life and death, all in one space.
Yes, I literally have a lyric about that.
Really?
Yeah, that's because at the very end of Bridge of Being, here I can actually like pull up the literal lyric, but that's like the last thing that I say is here, I'm pulling it up here, is that, you know, we are a bridge between life and death in this moment. Like this is the beginning and the end. Okay, yeah, it says so I'll just read this whole like the last part of the song, so for context. And it's kind of like a prayer, but it's like a poem too. I call upon the mothers of all time. Help me surrender to everything I'm feeling. I'm ready to deepen my healing now of this ancestral line. And through the pain and all of the bliss, know that in every moment of stillness and movement, I am listening. I am ready to become the bridge between the end and beginning of life.
That's so powerful, because really that's what birth is, and that's when you're in that moment as a doula, as a midwife. That's what we're telling our moms. Hey, we're right there. We feel you, especially when that transition kicks in, that 7 to 10 centimeters where you are
I know it.
you're bargaining with life right now. You're like, hey
The
man,
ring of fire.
the ring of fire is real. You're like looking at your person like, get me out of here. I'm not doing this. This is getting real. And it's about saying that sentiment to people, and that you get hearing that is beautiful and powerful, that you are doing the transition that so many women in your bloodline have done before you. You're joining them. It's okay. We're going to guide you through it, and you can do this. Yes, it feels like death. It's because you're being reborn on the other side of this. Now, when you have this baby, you're born because now you're a mother. And what that means and that power of that. So having music like this, because I've never heard it. I know people that we pick songs for, but something that is that intentional of, I see you, is important. And also in that fourth trimester, when all the hormones kick in, because we don't talk about that enough, that we grieve. I'm grieving who I was because I've been reborn as a mother. It doesn't mean that I'm still not a person, but I am a new person. So you grieve that person. You're like, I know that was going to happen. This is real.
And I got a song for that too.
I love it. This is such a spiritual women's journey. And I feel that anybody can listen to this, no matter what your background is, whatever your belief system is, that there's belief in self and higher power and your line of where you come from, because you calling on all them people when you're giving birth. Like you calling the moon, the stars, the gods, the goddesses, everybody, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your best friend, your cousin, your friend, your partner. You might be cussing them out in the process too, but there's always a song for that too. Like, help me.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And yeah, so that song is called Wood Snake Woman. And this is the year of the wood snake. So that's what it's inspired by. And the wood snake is like a Chinese calendar. They also call it the lunar calendar, symbol of creative rebirthing. And so that one, it's just like, that one's very like got a lot of mantra in it. A lot of the songs have like a lot of repetition, something you can kind of just like say over and over. And it's just about that, like also the Kundalini energy, like that snake energy that's like moving and breaking and breaking us apart. And it's like reminding us that it's like I'll read some of the lyrics from it, is it's got to get into my roots so I can rise. And back to the center, I realign. My body is one with the earth. And just like saying that over and over, Kundalini energy moving through my spine. And, just like tuning into that creative process. That was really, and then at the end it says, I move with a serpentine wisdom, slithering, circling. I am shedding my skin in the winds of change, and my body is renewed again.
Ooh, I love that. And so giving me chills, girl, because that's really what it feels like. You're shedding your skin and growing and twisting. And what is that like? Because it's not always comfortable.
No.
But it's usually very uncomfortable. And as women, we don't talk about that. It's like the hush secret of like, we're just now, even the last few years, talking about postpartum depression, but we don't talk about the transition that's in between. It's not full. It's like baby blues / postpartum / grieving / going crazy / sleep deprived / absolutely beautiful and amazed that you're a parent, all in one shot. And that's real. And that we are not always honest about how real that is. And sometimes it's easier to process through music. Yeah. So then you can talk about it and be like, after you heard it, then you want to journal and cry, like, wait a minute, you done hit something here. And, and that's beautiful and that's needed. I love what you said. Is like, you wrote this music so women understand they're not alone. Yeah. Other people are holding you.
Yes, because I can see how, it's funny, actually. I just happened upon this little reel this morning of people back in 40s, interviewing different people, asking, should women birth with men in the room or not? And it was, 40s. And yeah, like a lot of the women were like, oh, women deserve their privacy in this moment. And the men were like, oh, no, like this is not an affair that I want to be involved in.
Mhm.
And it's isolating. I mean, but at the same time, like every woman has their preferences, of course,
Right.
like respect. Like some people, they just want to, be in, like the less people, the better. But I think also it's not necessarily just about who's physically there, but like just that feeling of support and like the
Yeah.
feeling that like if you do need to like call someone, or at the last moment you feel that you do need someone there, or you do need to talk to someone, that it's like, is that person, really there?
Mhm.
And as far as the grieving part, yeah, it's like my song Heartstrings. That's an instrumental song on the guitar, and it's like a kind of a Spanish kind of flamenco guitar song. But it just really, I was like wanting to capture that energy of like kind of mourning, just like sadness, like your heartstrings are being really pulled. And I, had my own reasons for my sadness that I kind of poured into that song.
Mhm.
But it's a journey in that postpartum sadness, and just being present with that and like feeling that sadness is like really healthy and important to validate that.
Absolutely, because people don't realize after in that spirit of time, when you don't, you internalize it, and that builds up in your muscles. It can build up in how you feel about yourself. It can hold, your body will hold the weight because your body keeps score. And birth is one
Mm-hmm.
of the biggest scores that will set the rest of your life on what we hold and what we release.
Mm.
And people don't know that. I didn't know that until doing this work and years later, that the body keeps score in that manner. And
Mm-hmm.
so having good music, having that to help you process that is so healthy and so needed.
Yeah, it's true. And like I know in my birth, I feel like very fortunate, really, and very grateful that I had the birth that I had. I know a lot of people don't have the privilege for it. I went to a birthing center. Honestly, looking back, I could have easily done it at home if I wanted, but I kind of wanted that extra something.
Hmm.
And I was in labor at home for a while, but it wasn't like very intense. It was like pretty casual for a while. Like it seemed like, I don't know, like at least, 18 hours of like very casual, just like
Hmm.
hanging out, whatever. And then, I started feeling like, okay, like something's kicking into gear, and my doula comes over, and she's like, okay, like, are you ready to like start, doing some of the exercises? And we did like the spinning babies
Hmm.
thing, and had our little positions. And I was like, all right, like I think I'm ready to just like start being actively participating in making this move forward. And it all happened really fast for me.
Hmm.
And I was like calling up that midwife, like, listen, like I'm ready to get over there, like. And she's like, let's just wait like a couple more hours. And my midwife, or my doula, was like, listen, you sound like so chill. Like, I don't think she believes, she was like, can you like
Hmm.
try to like amp it up a little, like kind of
I
sound.
love it.
And so like, I was like, all right, this time, like, I told my doula, you call her. And I was like, ah!
I love
Like, but no, that's just kind of how I am. I'm like, I keep it like really cool on the inside. And so we finally got to like drive over to the birthing center at like 9:30.
it.
And they're just like opening up officially, for the daytime clients. And they get me in a room, and I'm like, okay, like, can I have a water birth? Like, can we turn on the tub? And then they realize like, oh, like you're like gonna have a baby right now.
Yeah, I
Like,
told y'all.
so yeah, I just like sat on the chair, and it was like, oh, okay. Like I got to the birthing center at 9:30. I had Issa by like 10:10.
Oh, you were ready. You're like, no, 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 no. Like right now, right now, right now. That's I I love when that happens, and it's usually clients like you who are just super chilled. We're
Yeah.
like, no, for real. No, I'm in labor. You're like, no, you're not. Like, no. Like
it's funny because all the pictures that I got of me, like during that process, I had like my doula thinks this is actually hilarious. So I had heard from a podcast that if you smile, that it like keeps everything more relaxed and helps that process.
mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm gonna smile, and so all the pictures of me in labor, I'm like.
I love it.
And I just look so happy, like, yeah, I'm just having a baby. And I don't know, for me it worked. I mean, you know, I don't know. I also just everything seemed to just line up where it was like, okay, time to have a baby. All right, good job. But the funny thing is, like, I everything about my actual birth was like really ideal and great. I think it was just pretty much everything else in life that was like not great, but luckily the birth I had going for me. So
I love that. But isn't that interesting? When the rest of the world is falling apart, you made sure to keep that space sacred. Like, nope,
yes,
right here, I'm going to smile, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to do my thing and have my baby the way that I wanted to do that. And how important and powerful that is, because how you gave birth to her is who she is. She's like, I'm here.
Yeah, and
I'm here. What's up?
It's true. And I remember my doula was like, all right, like try to envision your ideal birth, and like, you know, do you want dolphins or do you want to be on a mountain? And I, you know, I'm an artist and stuff, but I was like not into it. I was like, it's just gonna, I don't want to idealize this time.
Right.
I was like, I just want it to be whatever it needs to be, and I just don't want to have other ideas. And so yeah, I don't know, maybe that worked out in my favor, but
it's perfect because you just accepted to the process. And that's in the end what you have to do anyway. It's like, I'm going to just accept to it. We're going to do what is best. The body will know, and it will be what it's supposed to be. And then it just happens. You're like, all right, bet. I got it. Yay. All good things. So that actually brings us now to our artist of the week, who, guess what? It's you. And I'm super excited because we get to, you know, play one of your songs from your album.
Yes. And I actually chose I sent you the Wood Snake Woman track. And so this is the song that is about shedding your skin, just tuning into that process of transformation. And I think it's just relevant to women at all stages of this, whether you're not a mom yet, you are going to be a mom soon, or you've become a mom and you're letting go. Or maybe you just don't have any kids and you're just changing, men or women. I think it's relevant. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy this meditative journey, which I shortened a little bit, you know, for y'all, so that got time for all the things. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to go ahead and listen to the Wood Snake Woman right here, Miss Sunya. All righty. Yes, indeed. And that was the Wood Snake Woman right here with our girl Sunya. And if you are an independent artist or a spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans. So if you're a fan of great music, you too can also register to Blast and also take advantage of being an unlimited fan, which is also free, to have access to hundreds of independent music. So Blast, we're constantly changing the industry, one artist at a time. Also, I put up the QR code that is to Miss Sonia's website, in which you can also get to her band camp, where you can also purchase her new album, which is being released tomorrow. So there you go. All right, ladies, back to you.
Thank you so much. Oh my
Thank you.
goodness. So if you're just joining us on According to Courtney, we have the amazing artist, musician, mom, activist Sonia here with us today. Who we're talking about the release of her new album. Yay! And we just listened to one of her amazing songs. That gave me chills. That was
You.
amazing. It's so hits the notes of literally this is a journey. This is a whole thing of things. So oh, it was great. What do you love about that song?
I think that it's just has like this repetition where I really love going on walks, and so I just feel like when I'm walking, I'm kind of like in this meditation where I can constantly like bring my attention back to the center, and I just feel like this song is very supportive of that. I also honestly I'm a fan of snakes and like snake energy, so I just really wanted to make a song that honors that. And it just happened to be, the lunar year of the wood snake. And so I just, I'm grateful to be able to make a song that just kind of honors that energy.
I love that. So let's talk about some things. So let's talk about when your album drops. What
Yes.
are you doing for it, and what is the significance of the day that you chose for it to drop?
Yeah. So my album will definitely be released on Bandcamp on my birthday tomorrow. And Bandcamp is kind of like a smaller, more independent music streaming platform where you can give the album a listen. You can also purchase the album through there. And so it's definitely going to be released on there, but it is also going to be released on all streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, whatever, all of the things, within the next few days. They're kind of ambiguous. Like,
Okay.
yeah, it's like I put it down for it to be released tomorrow, but it's definitely going to be on Bandcamp tomorrow, and it will be released on all the other platforms. Yeah, like within the next couple of days, really. So ideally, you can just hit me up on Instagram, follow me on there, get on my website, follow my newsletter, follow me on Bandcamp, follow me wherever it feels good to tune into that. And, I'll continue to provide updates, but it's going to be trickling out into the universe. And the reason why I am releasing it tomorrow is because tomorrow is my 33rd birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday!
Thank you. So that is it's a gift to myself, but also I see like a solar return as a way to just give back. Like, it brings me so much joy to give this music, to share this music. And it really, I feel like so many emotions. I feel so proud to have like accomplished this. This is a huge release. I mean, this is 13 10-minute songs. So this is over 2 hours of music.
That is awesome.
I have not actually got the official count for how many instruments I play on this, but I mean, it's at least like 10, at least. 10.
That is amazing. And such a triumph, especially on 33, the 33 of the change.
Yes.
And that's super exciting. And then also for timelines and things like that, because we never know when time is linear, or timing of when people are going to see this is timeless. So could you give us the date that it'll be dropping?
So on Friday, October 24th, 2025, it will be dropping like a seed into the consciousness of the world.
I love it. 2025, such a beautiful thing. Hone it and claim it that it is yours. Your music will be beautiful and abundant. And also with that, are you going to be touring? Can people come and see you? Let us know. Where can people find you?
Yes. So on October 25th, which is the Saturday following, I'm going to be at Traditions Herbal School in St. Pete. They have a beautiful garden full of medicinal plants and a beautiful tree. They've hosted other musicians there in the past. And so that's where my music release party is going to be. And I'm gonna be just like playing through all the songs on the album, and I'm just encouraging people to bring a blanket or a chair and just relax and experience this music for the first time all together. But I am going to be continuing to share this music in different contexts. I'm going to be doing a residency in Tampa at Water Street. That's kind of like the downtown area. I'm going to be doing that in November. And I am starting to make some calls and try to piece together some kind of tour for the East Coast this upcoming summer. So I've never done a tour before, and so I would like to do that. outside of Florida for
Mm-hmm.
summer. Although I am starting to explore even doing like some micro tours within Florida, just like check out some new scenes. And, we got Sarasota, we got Fort, we got options.
We
So,
do. We definitely do.
uh, yeah, so these things are in the works, but honestly, I'm also just like really open to exploring all different kinds of spaces because I host a couple different types of music events. Like I do like just really more like chill sound bath, just you're like just completely relaxing. I have like a more upbeat dance set where I have like tracks that, inspire more movement, which I
Mhm.
some of the songs from the album into that set, but also other music. And I use a lot of world music, world instruments. We have like the guzheng from China, just all different kinds of instruments that I infuse samples of into my music. Some of them within this album. But I guess so. I have the dance set, the very chill set, and then I have something that's kind of right in the middle. And
Mhm.
this is a unique offering. It's I've hosted this at some tea shops. Basically, what we've done is it's a ticketed event where you get tea. I play music that's kind of curated to the different earthly elements, water, fire, and you're kind of like listening in for that. And then each person gets a piece of water paper, and it's magic water paper. And what you do is you paint on it with water, and your design appears for about 2 minutes and then it disappears.
Ooh.
So if you've used a Buddha board, it's basically that. It's Chinese calligraphy paper, but I just take the actual paper and I sew it together really nicely into a scroll. And then I provide these to each person that gets the ticket. And it's for, all ages. It's for adults and children. And I give them like a little design menu. And so, I encourage them to like listen for these different sounds, listen for like the more earthy, grounded sounds, listen for this. And then I give you like some different design inspiration of things you can explore, drawing techniques and painting techniques, and even sometimes like some intentional prompts, like where you can come up with an intention and then you can write it and it'll disappear. And that's just all a part of this little journey I've created.
That
Um,
is awesome.
yeah, so I'd love to really see this
I'm
be brought
looking at
to
it.
alternative. Yes, this is my album cover. I also made the art for that, and of course the moon cycles.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I'd really love to see that be brought to all kinds of spaces, really very alternative spaces. I've done it in tea houses, but really I'd love to bring it to spaces with, even expectant mothers or postpartum moms with their babies. I'm really like just exploring what is possible with this. Yeah.
I love this so much, and that is so amazing. We gotta, hey, she is out here, she's open and wanting to show her work. And this is such a vibe and experience. I'm super excited. People, if you're in the Pinellas or Hillsborough County area, come on out on. And can you tell us again where you're having this event?
Yeah. So on the 25th of October, this Saturday, it will be at Traditions Herbal School in St. Pete. And I do have a link to purchase the tickets on my website, which the QR code's right here.
Okay.
And that also comes with you'll get a download of the album with your ticket as well. But I'm also playing at Water Street in November. And once again, if you go on my website, you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get notifications of those things. And that's just what I got right now. But honestly, and I actually have one more. I'm playing at Art Raffle on Monday. I believe it's the 10th of November, and that's a
Okay.
really great event. It's put together by Ari Kai. She's like great local person, musician, singer, wonderful, talented. And so I love this event also because it is like really honestly such a privilege and an honor to be a part of it, because it is primarily, I feel like it is like there's like a very reflective of Black culture event. They usually have like, you know, Black artists, they have like visual artists, that's why it's called art raffles. So they have all of that, and then they have the musicians, and they have invited me to perform as part of this event. And
That's
so I'm like
awesome.
really just like so, you know, humbled that they you know are including me in this. And so I will be playing some songs off the album for this art raffle event as well. That's at the Crowbar on the 10th of November in the evening. Yeah.
I love this. Well, we are so excited for you and all the things that you do. Sunya, I'm so glad you came on and that, you know, we can hold space and just celebrate you, your album, and all the things to come. So I thank you. And I would love to have you come back whenever you would like to, because you're such a vibe.
Oh, thank you, Courtney. You know, I can't lie. I have to admit, well, I just remembered, or I got one more. Okay.
Cool.
On the 26th of October, there's Open Heart in the Park, and that's hosted by Azura. And this is also like a very like melanin centered event. I'm going to be playing the flute and doing a little song for this event, but it's really cool because it's in the park. We do yoga, we do some like intentional activities. She usually has some poets come and share some poetry. And it's just she'll have like someone set up with some juices, like fresh juices squeezed. And Azura, she's just like always putting together really great community events. And so I'm just like so honored to be a part of that as well. So I just had to give her a shout out, like check out Open Heart in the Park. I believe that's also going to be held in St. Pete at a local park on the 26th. I'll be at, but you know, even if you can't make it for that one, like those are two events to like check out if you're in Tampa areas, art raffle and the Open Heart in the Park. Yeah.
I love that. Azura is she's such a special person. I'm actually going to see her today. So that's why I'm like,
I'll see her tomorrow for my tattoo.
I'm getting mine today. I love it. So, you know, again, it's been such a great place to be here. People sign up. Please use the QR code. You know, come out, support, buy the album, listen to the album, and just feel inspired. And, you know, Sunya, whenever you're like to come back, come on back. We have to do a meditation next time with the baby because she's just so awesome.
I know, yeah, she's out there playing with Claire. I can give her a holler, but you know, she's
It's
having
all
a good time.
good. She is all good.
Yeah, you'll see her if you find me on my socials. I post her every once in a while. So she's a cutie.
She is a cutie. To everyone at Accordion Courtney, we thank you. We love you. You are seen, you're heard, and you're important. Until next time, thank you so much. You guys take care. Bye now. Bye.